college, having, dare I say it, gone to Farnborough in 1992 to 1994. So I thought I'd kick off with just cooking a little dish. Is that okay, Sean?
That's great. So we've got level 1s, 2s and 3s online with you, Rob.
Okay, fantastic.
They know all about you. I've been talking about you for the last few weeks.
Yes.
Years with the level 3s. So, chefs, this is Rob Kennedy. Please put your hand up as he's talking. I'm sure it'll be okay to ask some questions. So just raise your hand and I'll say your name and then we can talk about your question. And Rob's going to talk about his career a little bit and about where he started from. So he said he's from FCOT, so he is one of our past students. So you want to tell a bit more about your career or where you've worked and stuff?
Yeah, so I left Farnborough College in '94, and I was a chef de partie, and I think within 6 months I progressed to a sous chef. So I worked at Princess Anne Barracks in Deepcut in them days, in the officers' mess, and progressed to a head chef at 24. And then my journey took me to Sandhurst, where I became an exec chef at 30. So I would say the pinnacle of my career was at Sandhurst, having the opportunity to cook for the royal family. So that was cooking for the Queen 5 times, which was really good. And obviously that was during the Diamond Jubilee and 90th birthday. After that, it was a case of onwards and upwards. So I'd fed the Queen. What else did I want to do? I went and ran actually the last Wimbledon Championships. So 2019, because obviously we didn't have one last year, which was unbelievable. 422 chefs and 118 restaurants. So
that's some going, isn't it? You also had 2 of our students there, didn't you? From Farnborough, you took on.
Yeah. So Ollie and Fraser.
Yeah.
Who obviously for me were great ambassadors of the college. Really passionate students, and obviously that came through on a feat competition.
Yeah.
That we went on to win in Jersey.
That was 2 years ago. Was it 2 years, Rob? Wasn't it?
Oh, time just goes too quick.
It does. So chefs, you all know about heats. Rob was one of our chefs that came with us, and it was his menu, and he worked with the team. And we spent a whole week over in Jersey, and we're happy to say that we smashed it and won the whole competition. And it was a great week, wasn't it, Rob?
Fantastic. Yeah, fantastic.
You've done a lot of competitions as well, haven't you? Is it near on? Is it 90 odd competitions you've entered so far, roughly?
Yeah, around about 90. I would say I've retired now, unless Farnborough ever dragged me back into heat.
Future's always wrong.
my kind of recommendation to the students and young chefs would be get into them competitions. They do a tremendous things for you as an individual in terms of cooking, learning, getting feedback.
And it's the pressure as well sometimes of the competition.
From judges. Mike, can you hear me?
Just about.
Okay. It's probably a wave of Wi-Fi that's going through and bad signal.
Yeah. No worries. We're good. We're good today.
Yeah, so competitions definitely. I've to the level of competing for England, which I took gold in the Olympics in 2016 with the England team. And then 8 years before that, I took individual gold in 2008.
Brilliant.
So it isn't all about winning. It's taking part, but it's learning from everything that you do in that competition journey.
That's fantastic. I've got a picture of your medals for the Olympics as well, so I'm going to put it up on the screen for the students at the end so they can see.
Yeah, it's like that.
About it the other day. But brilliant, so fantastic. I'm sure we're going to have more questions on the students as we go on. So you're doing a cooking demonstration for us today.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell the students what it is?
Yeah, so can you see the pan?
We can, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it might cut in and out. It's just not that great reception. So hopefully you'll be able to see and hear what I'm doing. So I've got a little pan on the go here. I'm just going to spark it up. Good chef term that, spark it up. It's a griddle pan. And I've got some garlic oil. I'll put a little bit of garlic oil in the pan. Hopefully won't set my smoke alarms off. And then here, I've got a lamb leg steak. So a lot of restaurants and recipes will use lamb rump, lamb fillet. I like the lamb leg. It's got lots of flavour and it's got also lots of texture. And you've got this nice bit of fat here as well, which will give off a lot of flavour. Okay, so we're just going to season it up. And I'm going to pop that in the pan. And then I'm going to add a little bit of pepper. And let that cook. It's quite a quick dish. We're going to do it with some broccoli for obviously some colour, nutrition, and it's lovely fresh broccoli. And we're going to use all the broccoli. Just going to snap off some bits. And where the lamb's cooking, you've got the lamb fat coming out as well. So we're just going to cut the broccoli down the middle. You get this nice open stalk. Just put that face down into the pan. And then we're just going to add a little bit of lemon juice as well in a short while. But what I want to use is some of this stalk as well. Okay, there's no wastage. So this is a lot of flavour in the stalk, and a lot of people take all the broccoli off and then throw the stalk away. So we're just going to take the broccoli and we're going to mandolin the stalk. And you end up with these lovely little pieces, yeah?
Brilliant.
Now they'll go into ice water, and the reason we do that is they go all crunchy and they curl slightly as well. And that's what we want to bring, a fresh texture to the dish. So just lower this heat. And we'll flip the lamb over. You can see there we've got some nice colour on the lamb. Get a nice colour on the broccoli as well. Nice and fresh. And broccoli needs to be crunchy, so you don't always have to boil or steam it till it goes too soft. So keep the broccoli crunchy and nice colour, caramelisation. A little bit more salt. And with this, I'm going to also caramelise that fat, which is important. So we need to just stand that. Okay. And this is a real quick dish, yeah, real quick dish. But the secret is when you're cooking to keep the dish fresh.
Brilliant. We've got a question come through. Are you okay to answer it, Rob?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Giles, you got your hand up. You got a question? Giles, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
So hello, introduce yourself to Rob and ask your question.
Hello, Rob. I'm Giles. Out of interest, what's your favourite knife to use?
Good question, Giles. Good morning.
Morning.
So there's various massive types of knives now. So I'm not gonna go Japanese or Korean or Scandinavian. I'm gonna go British. And it's a knife that we used with the England national team, and it's these ones here. And they're Robert Welsh. Recommend Robert Welsh, Giles, if you're able to hear that.
Yeah, I can hear that.
Yeah. They're not too expensive. I mean, knives are quite expensive. It's very forgiving on the hand. You don't get any calluses. It's nice hold, nice control.
Okay, thank you.
I think some chefs, Rob, are after doing some more knives at the moment at college. So that's a good question, Giles.
Yeah, Robert Welsh is really good, just for being British as well. You know, I think we should stay British as much as we can. So that's the lamb cooked nice and pink, and we've got the broccoli. That's all charred and lovely. What we're going to do now is get some of this, and we're going to. It's not that I don't like washing up. It's just this always this works well with one pan. All right. So yeah, I know at college you've got loads of washing up to do. Yeah. So I'm going to let you get out early. You can just use one pan. All right. So get your spinach, and literally it goes in the pan with all the lamb fat. Yeah.
Beautiful.
And then we get some lemon juice. All right. Just drop it all over everything. Now the spinach won't take long at all.
Very difficult.
I've got the sun coming in. You can see lovely. Everything's got a lovely colour.
It has. It has.
I know. It's like a total photo shot, isn't it? So what I'm going to finish this with is just a little bit of butter, just on the top. Again, just for a little bit of flavour. Soak everything up. I know you had James Martin on the other week. He'd have been proud of me with all this butter. So we'll get that working away. And I'll just turn that heat down as well. Now, I've got a little glaze here, which you'll know, Sean, which is kabiaki. So when you're working with meat, you want to glaze it, and it's for visually to look tasty, but actually this kabiaki with fish like scallops shellfish, sorry, fish or meat, it goes really well, and it's very simple. It's just almost equal quantities of soy sauce, rice wine vinegar, and then sugar, and then you bring it to the boil and let it boil for a couple of minutes, and then switch it off, and you end up with a lovely little glaze. I'm just going to top that over the top of that lamb. A little bit more. And then and that will just be absolutely delicious with the flavour of the lamb, the lemon, everything. Now, do you remember these ones?
Can't see, Rob.
So this was the broccoli stalk.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I've got some in ice water that I've done earlier. I don't know if you'll be able to see that.
Yeah.
But maybe in that sunlight, look.
That's wicked.
See it?
Yeah, see it.
They slightly curl, right? And I'm going to eat it just for the crunch. And it's really crunchy and it tastes delicious. But I'm going to add some acidity to it. So first of all, whenever you use lime, always use the zest.
Yeah.
Good little tip. And sometimes for that pickling, and that's why I like to use lime. Get the lime juice in there, pinch of salt, and they're done. All right. And I'm going to bring the plate together now. So if you tell me when you can see the plate, Sean.
Yeah, we can see the plate. Is that a Churchill plate there, Rob?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a big plug. Big plug for Churchill when you tweet later. Yeah.
Yeah, it will be.
You might, if you tweet and you're nice, you might get some more free plates.
Yeah, we had a little delivery 2 weeks ago. The students were posting pictures on Instagram of all their food on Churchill plates, and they sent about 100 plates. It's
a really nice plate, this. What I'm going to do is take the lamb, which is cooked really nice. In fact, we'll just dab that first. I normally like to use J-cloths when I'm on the pass or in the restaurant, but I use a bit of this nice kitchen towel for the moment, just to take off a little bit of that liquor. Pop the lamb on there. And then take some of the spinach and you just pop that next to it. Then hopefully, Sean, the lovely caramelized broccoli, and it's not even gone in any water, so it's got its real fresh nutrition.
Brilliant. And its colour.
Colour as well, yeah. And, I mean, having that bit of sunshine is perfect actually for today. And we've got these as well. So this is just, again, broccoli, but it's texture and flavour. They're the two things to remember when you're cooking. And then we're going to pop that in there. And you've got these lovely unwasted lot. I've even got some of the leaves as well. Okay. And then on top of this glaze, we're just going to put a little tiny more, just to act more like a little dressing. And then we're going to finish it with some chopped peanuts.
Beautiful.
And then we've got some little bits of fresh mint, just as herbs, just to drop in for flavour.
Beautiful.
And then that dish there, hopefully you can see, is the lamb leg. With the kabiaki glazing peanuts, just for a real lovely flavour and crunch. And then this nice broccoli salad of everything.
That's
just stalk, leaves, broccoli, the whole shebang.
It's beautiful, Rob. That is. That's really good. You couldn't take us a picture on your phone and send it to us as well, so I can post it for the students. That'd be great if you can.
Yeah, I'll do a picture now and get you all in the background as well, yeah?
If you want to, that'd be great.
Hold on.
I put Miss Grace on front.
That's it, yeah. Do touch up the old makeup there. I'm talking to Sean. So, there we go. Just get that out of the way. I would say everyone smile, but it's all letters.
It is, yeah. As while Rob's doing that, chefs, has anyone got any questions to ask Rob about his career, what he's just cooked, or about anything about the industry? Feel free to put your hands up.
Right, that's all done.
Brilliant. So we got a question here, Rob. It's from one of our students, Georgie T. Are you there, George?
Yep, I'm here, Seth.
Introduce yourself to Rob and ask your question.
Hi, Rob. I'm George. And my question is, when you started out at Farmer Tech, what was when was it that you realised that this is what you wanted to do full time?
At what age?
Yeah.
Okay. Was it George?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah. Okay.
It was Rob. Yeah.
Okay. So, cooking wise, I was about 10 years old, and I wanted to be a footballer. And when I was 10, and then when I was 14, 15, I wanted money, like we all do. And I used to go and knock on and I knocked on the door and I used to ask people if they wanted dinner parties. And I used to go and cook for them for £50.
Brilliant. You still there, Rob?
Yep, still here.
Yeah, thanks for that. That's great. We've got another question here. Harrison is one of our students. Harrison, do you want to ask your question?
Hello, Robert. My name is Harrison. I have a question for you. What was your biggest challenge in your career?
Are you there, Rob?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just try something.
That's right.
Hold on a sec. You can still
I
see
think
me, yeah?
That's better. Yeah, that's better.
All right. Let me just how's that?
Brilliant. A lot clearer.
Okay. Right, let's try that, mate.
Did you hear Harrison's question? Do you want him to ask it again?
Harrison, if you can ask me again.
Go for it, Harrison.
Hello, Rob. My name is Harrison. And my question is, what was your biggest challenge in your career?
Oh, Harrison, good question. I'm going to say possibly when I first went to Sandhurst to manage the Sovereign's Parade lunch for royal family, and I was a young exec chef then, so I was 30, and you know, I was used to cooking in a restaurant or cooking in a dining hall or cooking around pop-up restaurants and stuff. So when I had to do this, it was lunch at senior level, a lunch for 1,200 people in 5 different restaurants. So that was become a lot easier.
Say that last part
Did you
again.
hear that?
Yeah, say that last part again. It cut out there on the last sentence.
Yeah, sorry. I just said that it was, the first experience of doing 1,200 covers in 5 restaurants.
Ah, right, okay.
It become a lot easier. And I think, for Harrison and the rest of the chefs, it is all about you never stop learning. And be a bit of a sponge. And in terms of being a bit of a sponge, I mean, just absorb as much information as you can, wherever you're working and whoever you're working with.
Brilliant, that's amazing. Anyone else got any questions for Rob? Put your hands up. We've got a question come from Jay. Just put his hand up. Jay, introduce yourself to Rob and ask your question.
Hello, Rob. I'm Jay. My question to you is, what advice would you give to younger chefs?
Hi, Jay. Yeah, good question. I would probably say if you do get the opportunity during your career, probably during the age of between 18 and 25, so give yourself a good 7 years, is to just move around as much as you can. Very similar to what chefs like James Tanner and Chris Tanner did. They went off to New York and worked there just for the experience, also the knowledge you're going to gain. And it's all about the head chef is a true mentor to you. Make sure that you're continuously learning and don't become a Groundhog Day, a day in, day out. Remember that sponge. Just wherever you're working, move around, get as much information, learn. And the more you learn, the more confident you'll become. And the more confident you become, the more you'll progress. And it is about progressing in this career, because everyone wants to have their own restaurant and be a head chef. But what's really important is the education that you can get for yourself. And that's what you really need to focus on, is learning off great chefs, taking recipes, making them your own, and then progressing on a great journey.
That's brilliant. That's really good advice. Thank you for that, Rob. That's quite good as well, because all the lecturers, all the guest speakers we've been having are saying the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
So that's really, really good for the students to hear.
I mean, I did have the opportunity of, I went to work in Sri Lanka, where I thought I'd, see lots of elephants and get on the beach, but never happened. I was in the kitchen. And also I went for a little bit just into Dubai as well.
Brilliant, that's fantastic.
It's just visit different cultures of cooking and different chefs to meet.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. We got another question from Darren. Darren, do you want to introduce yourself and say hi to Rob?
Yeah, hi Rob, I'm Darren. I'm one of the more mature students. So my question is, what advice would you give to the mature students?
Very good. Very good question. So equally, I think I like to, when I'm cooking, remove age, because I still think I'm 21. So
we all are.
Yeah. I think that's the good thing about being a chef, is you feel like you never mature. But I am a mature adult, I will say that. So I would say, under principle, traveling might be harder being a more mature student, because of you might have more responsibilities at home. But I would say that the key message is to ensure when you go to work in the career, in the industry, just make sure that working for a head chef that inspires you, and remain interested, and make sure you're in a restaurant where you feel you can become a next junior sous, a sous, a senior sous, a head. Make sure that you're in a place where you can grow your career, and that covers any age really.
That's brilliant. I totally agree as well. Age isn't a question when you're in the industry. Everyone's still got the same opportunities in a way, but that's brilliant. Oh, Rob, you're a member of the Craft Guild of Chefs, and you also judge for the Craft Guild of Chefs.
Yeah.
I've spoken to some of the students about the craft, and they have got a talk about it coming up. But I just wanted to see if you want to talk about the Craft Guild as well, just your input from being a member.
Yeah, I mean, I've been a member for many years. They're a great, probably the leading chefs association. There's about 3 or 4. They offer a lot to students. There's a lot of support there. If you go onto the website, you'll be able to see lots of things happening online at the moment, and that includes the forthcoming hospitality competition, Salon Culinary. So make sure you get your entries in for that, Farnborough. I'm judging it.
I noticed that from Twitter the other day. That's brilliant. It's brilliant. How long have you been a member of the craft, do you reckon? How many, is it a long time?
Yeah, probably 15 years.
Brilliant. It's really good. And you're also a member of another association, aren't you? Is it the Great British?
Master Chefs of Great Britain
yeah.
is another one, and also you've got the British Culinary Federation.
Yeah.
They're all good associations. As I said, if you want some support as a young student, each one does offer a lot of opportunity, from upskill days to competitions to receiving magazines every month called Stockpot that gives you information about what's happening around the country.
It's good about networking as well, isn't it? Seeing other chefs, knowing other chefs, and being able to talk about the industry.
Yeah, I mean, you get a group of chefs together and you won't shut them up. They'll be just wanting to talk about food, and that's because we're passionate. And there was, if you're really passionate and you love something, it's easy to give it 100%.
Yeah, brilliant. That's really good. Thank you for that, Rob. Has any other students got any other questions, or we asked all the questions you wanted to ask so far? I don't think we've got anyone else coming through at the moment. It's very early for them today. It's an early lesson for them. Thank you very much for that, Rob. That's absolutely amazing. The passion you show in your cooking is just amazing for the students to see, especially at the moment as well. So thank you for your support. If you can stay online for 2 secs, Rob. We've got some lecturers online to say hello to you. Students, you can all say goodbye to Rob and go off and get back to your lessons.
Yeah, keep positive.
Yeah, thanks, Rob.
Keep passionate. There you go.
Keep positive, keep passionate.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rob.
Thank you.
All right, cheers.
Thank you.
We'll let them all go. Okay.
No worries. I've got lamb for breakfast.
Thank you.
All right.
That's amazing.
I should have put granola on the top instead of peanuts.
Still got a few more left to go.
Does your glaze keep? I mean, can you keep a jar of it in the fridge or something? If you make
Yeah,
Hello?
it does. It's brilliant. Literally, yeah. Just I use these little plastic tubs, because it's quite rich, so you don't need a lot of it. So I just use these little plastic tubs and keep it airtight, and it's really, really good.
Okay, cool.
You can make